Happy New Year. 2023 is here, and super excited about this coming year. If you follow the Adventure Mod on Instagram, you may have seen that I posted a few days ago, kind of right before New Year's Eve, our proposed trip or dream trip for this summer, which is going to be to the Arctic Ocean. And so we're gonna do that from Colorado. We'll head from Colorado and then meander up through Wyoming, Montana, Alberta, do Banff and Jasper. I'm from kind of that area of Canada. Grew up in a bunch of those areas. So this is going to be a little bit of a nostalgic trip for me, showing some of my family where I grew up, because they haven't seen that. But kind of the big plan is we're going to do the Arctic Ocean. We're going to do it twice. The first one is going to be we're going to go up the Alaska Highway to then up the Dempster to Tuktayoktuk in the Northwest Territories of Canada, and spend a day, kind of a night there, which we're excited about because you can actually be on the beach there, or right at the ocean. There's not really a beach, but at the ocean. And then we'll come back down through Fairbanks and then go up the Dalton Highway and go on the U.S. side. And we'll do the Dalton, which is called the Hall Road, and go up to Prudhoe Bay via Dead Horse. The sucky part about that road is that you can't go past Dead Horse privately. It's all oil companies. And so at Dead Horse, you have to give you documentation that you do a security check and do a tour, and that takes you. They'll take you to the I think it's like 8 miles up to the Arctic Ocean. That is the official start of the Pan American Highway, in my opinion. Tuck should be the start now, because that road has been finished like 5-6 years ago, but that's just my opinion. And then we will make our way to Anchorage, where we're going to pick up our oldest son Ethan, who's going to spend a few days with us on the Kenai, and we're going to go check out Whittier and do all that stuff, and then drop him back off after about a week, and then we'll head back down through BC over the Cassiar, Yellowhead Highway, and kind of hit some of kind of where I grew up in Prince George, and kind of Kelowna, Vernon area, see some family, and then over to the island and Vancouver Island and see more family. So we're super excited. All that to say is I'm going to start a new series on the preparation to leave. We have 6 months or so to leave, and there's a ton of stuff that needs to get done on mod in order to prepare for that. I mean, it's like 11,000 miles, I think. We're not going to be able to figure out everything. Like I'm anticipating, trying not to anticipate too much will go wrong, but we are going to do the things that I see, that I can see and feel mechanically. There's an oil leak that needs to get done. We'll be doing that here as soon as the weather gets a little bit warmer. But then the big one is the storage in the back has to get done and has to get built out. So I've been following a few people and just who are inspiring me on the build in the back. We have to keep the second row for Eric and Avery, and then we have to do a seat back there. So I'm going to do kind of a bench storage seat on one side, so that Ethan has a place to sit, but then double it up with storage. So we have to do that, and then a bunch of stuff on the outside. I have some bushings and things to repair. So I'm going to take you with us on that journey over the next few months. Hopefully it won't take that long. I think the biggest thing is going to be the back storage. But I'm gonna just do a little walk around here as well. Sit in the back and kind of explain some things and walk around the truck. Kind of just tell you what I think needs to happen, what I see needs to happen, the parts that I have already to do the walk you through that. And so I would love it if you, like with everything, YouTube and all the socials, is if you could just subscribe, like and subscribe, refer us, tell people about us, because this is kind of this. We did Baja last spring, which I am actually going to try and get that series out as well here in the next month or so. But this is kind of the next step in our progression of kind of bigger trips and going longer on the overlanding kind of adventure. So would love you to comment below, encourage below. You got suggestions as I'm thinking about the storage stuff. A few of you already have commented as I've talked about it. But yeah, would love all that help and support, and would love just to grow the channel. And for us, it's all about, also it's about encouraging you all just, you know, to get out there. And so have a great, hope your 2023 is going to be amazing. Hope you have plans, adventure plans that you're making, and because you do need to get out there. And I love, with Overland Bound, Mike talks about adventure is necessary, and I 100% agree with that. So let's get out there. Cheers, and keep watching. We'll do a little walk around here.
All right. One of the biggest modifications that has to happen is this area, the cargo area of Mod. We need to do storage in here, and while it's not daunting in the sense that, I mean, it's all possible, because I've watched lots of you all YouTubers who are doing various storage areas in smaller and larger spaces. One of our considerations is that we have to, up front here, the second row has to stay because 2 of our kids are coming with us. And then the other consideration is where I'm sitting right now is probably going to be a bench seat, because our oldest son is going to come and meet us in Alaska for like 7 days, 7 days. And so he needs a place to sit, and then I'll do, because Defenders are known for their middle-facing seats in the cargo area, so we can put a seatbelt here. So we'll do a seatbelt, but we want to do storage, or we want to do a storage bench here that will work for him, that he can sit, be comfortable. The kids, when he's not with us, which is basically only for a week, the rest of the time is going to be about 50 days, the kids can kind of move between the 2 seats here, and someone could sit back in the back and stretch out a little bit. So that is one of the things we need to do, is we need to do storage here. And this is a blind, I want to make sure that I have a line of sight on this side. So we will just do storage, increased storage space here, which will come out probably a foot. So we have storage both from the front and the top with cushions, and then storage back, because this will recline a little bit. We'll have storage back in here, and then we'll probably do storage here, either storage, or we will potentially reroute my auxiliary fuse panel and put that here with plugins. But then over on this side, what I want to do is a floor to ceiling storage cabinet that is accessible from the outside as well as the inside, because these 2 windows are getting replaced with gull wings, and so on this side we'll go all the way to the roof and have storage. So there'll be a lot of the kitchen storage that will allow us to get rid of at least 2 of our aluminum boxes, storage boxes that will go in here, probably plus a bunch more. So I want to do that, and then probably, I'm not sure if I'm going to do storage here, if I'm going to raise this out a little bit and do storage, but for sure this is all getting finished. And then the roof, I had the kill mats in here. I still have a little bit more to do up at the front, but this is all going to get, I have carpet auto carpet that's going to go in here that will finish this off so that we can we'll make it look better and then insulate a little bit better. And then obviously the big thing is, if you look here, the plastic work, you know, all the paneling and stuff like that is still in here around these back windows. That all is coming out. These little pads right here, which is where the crew seats were for the ambulance, because Mod was formerly a search and rescue ambulance in Cheshire, England. So this all gets removed, but we're leaving the carpet in. I may pull the carpet on the floor out so that we can do flooring, but that's kind of what I'm thinking so far. The other modification that we're doing moving forward is the second row. If you can see the seats, if you know anything about Defenders, these are the original seats. And so one of the things with Baja that the complaint with Baja was these seats are super uncomfortable, because I redid the front seats through Exmoor Trim, got new foam, new covers, and so those are all replaced and it's a lot more comfortable, but these are original and really crappy. So I have new seats, bucket seats for the second row. Those are getting replaced. So that will be a little bit more comfortable. And then I'm going to work on angling these back rows a little bit. These second rows, angling them back so that there's a little bit more legroom, a little bit more comfortability back there. And then the other part that we're going to do is I'm probably going to reroute my secondary auxiliary fuse panel power system back here, because what I want to do is our 75-liter Snowmaster fridge freezer is going to go in here. It's the only spot that will work to give us the most space back here for someone to be here for storage. So we're going to put that here. It fits. We've already done it once. And so what I'm going to do is do a platform back here, like underneath there where the fuse panel is, and then reroute it. And then part of the reasoning of the rerouting is I threw the wiring together for Baja, and really I didn't do a great job. I didn't wrap them. I just kind of ran them. I zip tied them together and kind of duct tape them in so they're secure, but it's not pretty. And I would love to just kind of get that better, or have that be done a little bit more professionally. So I'm probably going to reroute that and bring that all the way back, along with our inverter, which is a 1,000-watt inverter, and have that either potentially back here. I may even put it back here on this box when I do this tall storage box. I may kind of put it behind this second row seat. I'm not sure yet, but I'm fairly confident I'm gonna move that so that I can just have a platform with an access panel kind of on either side that we can put some storage in there. But that's kind of what's happening here. These are getting replaced, and that will bring a massive increase in comfort. Especially since when you're thinking about you're doing 11 to 12,000 miles of overlanding and just traveling, you want comfort. So that's the other part that we're doing. So what we're going to do in the back, the kind of the other pieces that need to get repaired. So if you can look at the back bumper, or it's not really called a bumper in Land Rover world, but the back bumper, which is a standard pretty standard piece of a Defender that rusts. Both wings have rusted, so that's getting replaced. I have that already. We're going to cut that out and replace that, so that my ORE tire mount, like my arm, will work better. So that's all getting replaced. You see, I already have the back door done with storage, or not storage, but with our kitchen. So the kitchen stuff's already done. This is all done with our mole panel. We'll put other stuff on here, but this is working really, really well right now. So thankfully this is done. We put a handle on to close the door if we're inside. And this is front runner. I mean, pretty much everybody has these. So that's good. We're really happy with that. But the biggest thing back here is the bumper. The bumper needs to get done, and but we kind of need good weather, and we need to weld. So I have a friend my friend Doug, who helped me do the rebuild, welds. So when we have weather that's more like in the 50s, Fahrenheit. We will cut this bumper out. Basically, the bumper that I have, I will cut out where the frame rails are. We'll cut out where those are, grind that all down, and the new bumper will just slide back on, and then we'll weld that into place. So that'll be so much better, because everything is definitely wearing out and just doesn't have the strength that we need to be able to do the things that we're doing. So that is kind of the back end area. Some underbody work, some things that need to be replaced. We have the bushings for I think it's the rear radial arms. It's either radius or radial arms. I'm replacing those. I actually have the arms and the bushings. Those have been popping and squeaking almost since I've gotten mod, and so those are getting done. And then I'm going to see, once those get done, to quiet down, to kind of get through the noises, because part of the thing with Defenders is you just hear, and older cars, Maud is 32 years old, she's in 1990, there're just lots of noises, and so we're kind of eliminating noises to hear what other things are going on. So the radial arms are one of the biggest things that are popping right now when we go four-wheeling. Like, she handles fine, but you just hear it squeaking. And if you look at the bushings, the new bushings to the old bushings, you can tell they're completely, compressed and dried and hardened. So we're going to replace those. I may move up to the radial arms and do those as well. The arms look good, but I think the bushings may need to get done. So that's what we have to do there. And then if you can see, I don't know if you can see this or not, but my mud flaps, I have 2 out of 4. So I have new ones for those. So the mud flaps are going to get done, because she just gets, without the mud flaps, this whole back end is just totally messy. And so this one's gone. So those will get done as well. And then we're going to move up to the front here. Moving on to the front of mod, one of the first issues I have is I have a short on my left hand indicator lights, and or running lights, I should say. And there's a short there that's tripping my fuse, so I just have to run wiring and see kind of what's going on there. I'm not too worried about it, but that has to happen. And then we also have a leak, an oil leak at the timing belt cover is not sealed properly. So that's going to be the other probably bigger job. It's going to be about a 2-day job. We have to remove the front, the radiator, intercooler, fan, and everything to get at the front of the engine and replace that, or fix that, new gaskets all around. And then the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to put in fog lights. We're doing fog lights, 6-inch fog lights on either side of the grill that will mount to the bumper right here, and that will give me they're covered spotlights. So I have amber covers and then regular covers, and so I can go between having increased spotlights on the ground and out from the roof and then from the bumper, or then throw on the amber covers, so that when we're in fog, because I know one of the big things in British Columbia and Yukon, Northwest Territories, Alaska, we'll be in and out of, there'll be fog, rain and stuff like that, and I want to be able to have great increased visibility regardless of the time of day. So that's going to happen there as well. And then the other thing I'm going to do on the vents, the air conditioning, is I am doing, because of differentiating weather changes. These are sealed, but they're not sealed great. So I have closed cell foam that I'm going to cut to fit in there to cover those vents, and that will hopefully decrease some of the chill when the temperatures drop. And right now, where we are in Colorado, I mean, it's pretty chilly right now, and so that will help us, just help me stay warm in the truck. And other than that is what we're doing. One of the struggles with any overlanding vehicle is storage, unless you're doing a Sprinter van, it's storage. And so one of the things with Defenders is looking for any spot on the truck that you can put storage. And one of the cool things about the rear panels, both rear panels of a Defender 110, is these rear panels are basically vacant. There's a big hole here that is, basically like 12 inches by 10 inches by 10 inches. And so there are aftermarket storage boxes that go here. The ones that I've seen that fit my truck are $900 US, and I just think that's I understand craftsmanship and all that stuff, but I think it's a ridiculous amount of money to spend on a box. So I'm going to build my own, and so I have to work through kind of how that's all going to work. If I have to learn how to weld aluminum, which is challenging, or if I'm going to make a box and do 90 pieces and seal it all and rivet it all and then get a door. I've found a company with a door that can do that will work. So I'm working on figuring out that. I just don't want to spend $900 on a box that I can probably make for $200. So, and then the other part is on the other side of the truck. Is another cavity where the fuel goes in, the fuel tank goes down, or the fuel pipe goes down. That's a vacant spot that I have an auxiliary tank that's going to go in there. I'm going to try and get it in for this trip because it's going to increase my mileage from 320 miles to the tank to potentially 400 to 450 miles to the tank, which on the Dalton, the Dempster highways is going to help me a lot. So that's going to be the other piece that I'm going to do. Man, can I just say thank you so much for staying with me through this video. It's not super long, but it's kind of give you an overview of what I have to tackle over the next 6 months till we leave. We're going to leave mid-July. I don't think it's going to take that long, but we also have other projects on the house that have to get done in order to leave. So it's going to be a kind of a mixture of all those things. Plus we have to deal with weather. I don't have a garage, a shop that I can work in, so I have to do everything outside. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get it done in time. But what I will start doing is, as I tackle things, I'm going to put out new videos. We'll probably be starting in the back, just because it's going to be inside and I can turn on the heater and I can kind of work back there. But stay with us. Click, subscribe, shout out, do all those things, and comment below, because I would love encouragement. We all love encouragement, but I would also love any suggestions that you have, if in things in build that you've done. All of that would just help us a lot, and we're just trying to grow this channel. We're just trying to be an encouragement to others and just kind of do some fun things as a family. So cheers. We'll see you down the road.